What's up, dudes? Welcome back to another episode of Rhomas Men's Team. Pretty simple. We are a group of guys helping each other make progress towards each other's goals. If you're new to the channel, awesome and welcome. If you want to help support the channel and join our pro team, head over to rhomasteam.com/pro, where you can contribute to us on a donation basis. We also give you access to exclusive content, mastermind groups, etc., etc. So anyway, hope you enjoy this episode, and we'll see you on the team.
We're live and it's Friday. Didn't even know it was Friday today. Woke up and I'm like, I think it's Friday or Thursday. I can't fucking tell. Don't even care. Man. I don't even care. I don't care. I don't care if it's Friday or Monday. I genuinely don't give a fuck.
That either means you're super busy or like you're not busy. I find that with like retired people who don't do anything, they don't know what day it is. And then when people are super busy, they also don't know what day it is.
It's so funny because I've been on both sides of the spectrum of not knowing what day it is. Yeah, it's very true. And it feels better to not know what day it is and be busy because you're like, I don't know what fucking day it is. I don't care, rather than being like, fuck, what day it is? What day is it?
Dude, I remember what it was like to feel bored when I was a kid, like because we didn't have technology or anything. So like some days just nobody was around to play or whatever. And you're like, damn, you're bored. And you're bored for like 7 hours straight. Boredom is awful.
Yeah,
like,
relatively new phenomenon, by the way. The word was invented in like I think I could be wrong, but I think it was like the 1700s. There wasn't such a thing.
Well, there wasn't such a word.
There wasn't a word for it. People just be like, they're just used to not having anything. They would just sit there and go. They didn't notice it, I guess, because they were so concerned with like surviving.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like, do you think dogs get bored?
No, definitely not.
No,
I don't. Well, no. You know what? I take that back because if they don't go, no, I completely contradict myself. Yeah, because if I don't take them to, I can't even say it out loud. If I don't take them to a little place where they get to run around and play with other dogs, they know and they look at me like, "What's up, bro? Let's go." So
I wish I had a word for this.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do experience boredom because if I don't take them outside, they don't get their exercise. They like come nudge me like, "Let's go. We got to go outside. Come on."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So maybe you're right. I don't know.
Yeah, boredom's awful, dude.
Dude, it's really bad. And honestly, dude, this is a thing I do with, I think it is. It's an awful thing you experience, but I think it's one of those things it's easier to transcend than you think. Like when I've been doing a lot of the meditating, that's one of the big things is like, again, all you're doing is choosing a point of focus, putting your awareness on that point, and then letting your mind kind of kick and scream and just watching it for as long as you can without getting sucked into it, participating. Yeah. But dude, there's a whole thing to be said about like, again, working on a thing. If you're doing some sort of task that takes like, it's tedious, let your boredom arise and you just meet it. You're like, oh yeah, this is what boredom feels like, and just watch it. It's really, now if I feel like I'm in that space, I can kind of be like, hey, I'm bored, and then I'll keep doing my thing, working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I find that, I don't know if there's different types of boredom, but when I'm at work, I'm not bored. Mm-hmm. You know, I find that when last time I was bored, which is, I don't remember how long ago, it's just when like there's no options that I would want to do, you know, or at least I shouldn't say even want to do. There's no options that are challenging at that moment, either that I want to do or that are challenging.
Yeah, I'll get it when I'll edit stuff, and I like to edit, but I'll hit a point where I'm like, oh, I want to go outside, and that's what I get. That's when the thing becomes boring, and I'm like, yeah. But again, it's like I will definitely say like before I would have tapped out so much faster. Now like I can do like those 2-hour blocks of like, you know, doing something that's kind of tedious. But like you said, it's tedious, but it's a tedious thing about something that I really care about. So it doesn't really, you know, I'm way more gripped. Rather, if I was just editing some random thing, I'd be like, this sucks.
Right. Awesome. We got some background noise from background music from Maya.
Yeah, she's hyped right now. She's pumped.
So how's it going, brother?
Dude, good, man. I'm going to pull it up, you know. The first and foremost, what did I get done this week? And so I wanted to get done the second meditation video. I'm happy with the progress I made, but I did not get it totally done and released like I wanted to. But I am done like the bulk of all the hard work. So it's like it's all fleshed out, and now I have to just go back, rewatch it, tweak things, and then decide if it makes sense, if I got to add some other stuff. But it's like I'm really happy with where I got it. I did another one of those little solo casts that'll come out Monday.
Hell yeah.
And I did all 4 of my workouts. That was a big thing going on to, I was on a workout slump. I hit it pretty hard this week. So, and I feel fucking great. So that's been fantastic.
Dude, doesn't it feel so good?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Of like when I'm like, why do I stop this sometimes?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I was even planning in my head today. I'm like, oh, like, you know, I got these meetings. I got to follow up on this seminar stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, now I'll go to work out tomorrow. No. It's got to be the decision's already been made.
Well, for me, it's got to be the first thing I do in the morning, or I don't do it. That's just for me. And some people like going after work, going to the gym after work, whatever. But like, for me, it helps me because I'll prioritize my work way easier than I will like physical fitness. Because I just like, you know, I want to get it done. Like, you know, I really like it. But like, dude, that was a shift I made. I pushed everything back an hour, and I get that gym in, whether it's like the gym or like a jog or a long walk. Don't care, but it's like I need that first thing in the morning. Otherwise, my chances of doing as hard of a workout just drop like by 1,000%.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's been a good shift in the daily regimen, dude. Which again, I can't stress enough, dude. If you don't have a daily regimen that you're experimenting with and implementing, you're fucking up. You're
without doubt.
You're absolutely fucking up.
Yeah, man. Well, awesome job on the week, and for me, my full focus for work-wise was on getting the seminars done. So I got the final seminar done. So it was 5 months of back-to-back seminars. And I can give you guys kind of like a quick recap of what I learned. I would say three major things. Number one, throwing your hat over the fence before you know how you're gonna get it. Right, just going, committing, and saying like I'm all in. And then I do like going through spurts in my life where like you're really all in times 10, where you're like, oh, I don't know how the fuck this is going to even happen. Because when I was talking to a consultant and a mentor on how many seminars should be done, and you know, they both were like, oh, you should do one every 3 months or something like that. And so I just kind of being a jerk was like, well, how about 10, you know, and in 5 months. And then they were like, why would you do it? Well, I think there's value in extreme volume and very close frequency. Like if you only rode a bike once every other week, you're not going to learn how to ride a bike. You know, like when you were learning how to ride a bike, it was probably every day, right? You shortened the frequency so that way you could take the learning from the very recent experience prior. So I noticed the same thing in business. Like if you're trying to learn something, try to make it as dense and frequent as possible. And man, I could tell you that I'm not bragging, but I was spot on about that. Like there are things that I just got from doing them back to back that I would have never gotten, even if I wrote a lot of notes on it. Like even if you write a lot of notes on riding a bike, there's just things you're never going to be able to articulate in words, and it's a feeling that you're going to be able to get if you do it more frequently. So that was the first thing.
Nice.
I would say extreme commitment is something you should try. It's something everybody should try. The next thing is decision inventory. Like I noticed that when I was going through the first kind of cohort of seminars, I had this batch of decisions that had not been made yet. And they were left in the purgatory of like the crazy 8 in my head, like where you just keep on cycling through like, oh, I gotta make a decision on that. I gotta make a decision on that. And then no, I'll delay it. So I think I was wondering, I was like, oh, man, I'm curious how many men have this same problem where you don't make a decision on something and it gets added to the queue of things you also have not made a decision on in the past. And then all of a sudden you have all these things just like floating around, bumping into the edges of your brain, you know? So I found what the antidote for me for that, which is number one, obviously make a decision as quickly as possible, when possible, but not being reckless, right? That's obviously like there's a spectrum in there, but there's going to be a cohort of that inventory that you just can't make a decision on yet, but you can make a decision, which is I am deciding to put this in a someday maybe file, right? It is in the parking lot. I'm deciding now to put in there. And as simple as that sounds, that distinction, it might sound very, very like razor's edge different, but it's so different. Mm-hmm. Rather than saying like, oh yeah, I know I got to make that decision. And then you get on to the next thing. Like, yeah, I know I have to make that, but I'm now focused on this. All of a sudden that thing is left floating around playing bumper cars in your brain versus like, and physically writing it down. So I have this on like my notes and my task list every day. I have a to do today. Actually, I label it as opportunities today because I don't like having to-dos. Mm-hmm. So opportunities for the day, I rank those opportunities. Then I have what I've done, and then what I'm waiting for back from somebody. So let's just say I did something, and then Matt, I threw it over to you. Okay, now I'm waiting for Matt to get back to me. But I still get relief from that because there's no action on my part. And then the final column is the parking lot column. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff in there, but man, like having that parking lot column, has helped me so much. So I got back to that. You committed to it even more when I did my seminars.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So when you're done, and then when you're done, like you were saying, you come up for air after doing like a pretty hard, like, you were basically immersed in those things.
Oh yeah.
And then you can kind of like, like, oh, I'm kind of kicking around. Well, let me look at those one day maybe things, and you're like, oh shit, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's also too the thing you're saying about like the act of writing it down versus letting it bump around in your head. The one book I was reading talks about how you kind of want to do that. They just use a different analogy, similar thing. But like you just think about all your thoughts like furniture in a room, and you don't want that room cluttered with a billion things. So it's like you want it like just like you do with your clothes and all this other stuff, which is a process I'm going through right now of like taking everything in my house and looking at it, the Kondori method of looking and being like, what does this thing actually mean to me? Do I actually need it or not? If not, getting rid of it. But they said you should do the same thing with your thoughts. Be like, I have, say you have a project, oh, I want to go, and learn how to fly fish, whatever it is. I could say that, and that would be kicking around in my head. You have to, at one point, like you were saying, come into a habit of being like, yeah, fuck that. No, I can't do that right now. Yeah. Or again, like it's a nicer way of doing it. Yes, but maybe. Let's put that in a maybe category, and I just won't think about it. I do the same exact thing with the, I got overwhelmed with all the psych and all stuff. I'm like trying to write a program people could do and follow while also doing the meditation ones. And I was doing them both simultaneously and just getting nowhere on both. And it was like, all right, take the program. That'll come later. And that ended up banging out the meditation one. It's like, yeah, man, it's a subtle thing, but it makes a humongous difference.
Yeah, I feel like for your Eastern philosophy, it's, what is it called? Like he who chases two rabbits catches none.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing that I learned is, man, this message keeps on coming up more and more and more and more. So if the guys can benefit from this, I hope so. So like I've told Ray, and he's brought up here on the past, man activities, so money activities now. So do whatever will make you the most money the quickest, with a caveat. Now you can extrapolate that to other areas, right? Like where will I get the biggest benefit the quickest, sort of a thing. However, the caveat is differentiating between simple interest and compound interest. So is that money going to be grown on a simple interest basis or a compound interest basis? So simple interest is just a quick hit, then the file's swiped clean, right? Like, and then you get another quick hit, but nothing grows on top of it. And then compound interest is growth on growth for those guys who don't know. So the equivalent would be like picking a fruit from a tree and eating the apple, and then that's it, no more apple, versus planting the seed for the apple tree, right? Like one takes longer and then you have more apples. And as simple as this sounds, man, like I even still get roped in. So like I'm given opportunities where it's like, hey, Wes, you want to come over here and do this? I know you know finance. Why don't you come over here and do a couple of these transactions? But the problem is, if I do that transaction, it sounds really good, can make a few $1,000s at it, sounds great. But then I got to start over again the next time. So it's not compound growth versus going and nurturing the tree that I'm already building in this finance company, right? Even though it might not be as quick of a hit, it's compound interest rather than simple interest. So I hope the guys can benefit from that too. But I was forced in a lot of those decisions throughout the seminar process as well.
Nice. Yeah, that's actually a good thing to think about as well. Of like, just trying to grab money here and there versus like, are you setting yourself up?
Yeah. Yeah. And Ray saying in the comments, not just in the morning when I make my to-do list, I say out loud money activities now throughout the day and keep me. Yeah, exactly. So Ray, the other thing I would add to that is like, don't get distracted by simple interest transactions, right? So let's just say, Ray, for instance, if a friend asks you to go and like do this little side thing over here, and it might sound really good, but it's like, well, then you're taking time away from your art business. So if you sell one more piece of art, that's one more compounded piece of growth onto your art company, rather than going doing this thing for your friend Bob, over there that you might be able to make $5,000 on real quick, right? It's a distraction from the core thing.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, I'm curious. Should we bring people up? Should we check in with people? Does anyone have anything they want to do? I mean,
hell yeah.
I'm also not against getting in, getting out. And if people have nothing to bring up, we can always cut short. But I would like to bring some people up and check in. So again, always the opportunity, if you have something you're working with, if you're something you're excited about, something that's vexing you, anything. If you have something you say, this needs to pop out of the surface of my mind and, enter into the air. Obviously,
Yeah, and I would definitely be curious how MFG is doing. Let's see. Oh, Rude Boy says it's the first time he's catching a live cast. It'd be cool to have him on if he's available.
Let me see if I can snag the Rude Boy. Let me see. I'll invite him. Rude Boy, if you want to come on, you can come on. If not, don't worry about it, brother.
Delco Jim's on. DJ's always a beast.
Hell yeah. There he is. What's up, bro? What's happening, Rude Boy?
What's up, man?
What's up, brother? What you doing, man?
You just caught me off guard. I'm just
what you doing, man?
Working.
Nice.
I got my first morning meeting at 9 a.m. I'm in California time.
I was going to say, you're on the West Coast, bro. Where in California?
San Diego. I actually messaged you on LinkedIn like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, dude. Oh, shit. Did I?
Yeah, you responded. I was just like,
okay, cool.
Where all the casts go? Because I've been listening for the past like 4 months or whatever on the iTunes one. But I didn't find the Crowdcast, and I got it on the Discord.
Dude, I think San Diego is my goal.
Dude,
I'm so jelly of you right now, dude. Oh, San Diego is the best spot on earth. Like all things considered.
Don't blow it up.
Oh yeah, dude. It is. Yeah. So everybody's got to keep this a secret. It is the biggest secret I think the world has. Like people are distracted by Manhattan. San Diego, it's unreal. And then people think some people think that San Diego is expensive. Manhattan is 8 times as expensive as San Diego, and San Diego is 20 times better than New York. It is the most underpriced real estate in the world.
Yeah, San Diego fucking rules.
Oh, it's dude, I love it.
Nice.
Are you in the city or no?
No, I'm in like North Park kind of area.
All right, good.
Yeah, I moved here like last year, but I love this place.
Oh, dude, so good, man. So what's up, man? What's going on in your life? What goals do you have? What obstacles? All that stuff. It's a pleasure to have you on.
It caught me off guard, but I was like, fuck it. You guys
what are your fucking goals, man?
Let's see. My goals are. See, I copied your. I copied the scorecard because I didn't have access to the Discord, so I just kind of like made a modified version and stuff.
Hell yeah, man!
Toss a link in too.
This is the 8th week that I've been doing it.
Fuck yeah!
And been doing it.
Hell yeah, man!
My long-term goals, or
whatever.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, let's do it.
I just got a job, my first big boy job. So one of my major goals right now is just like learning how to manage my money, because like I haven't like made any money. Like all my jobs in the past paid like $15 an hour or something like that.
Hell yeah!
I have a big boy tech job, so I actually have to learn how to do that. Because
what's the job?
My family's broke. I'm a UX designer for
awesome.
a virtual reality company.
That fucking rules.
Cool, man.
And building the dystopian future.
Nice. Can I comment on a couple things, bud?
Yes.
And just talk to you like you're a brother?
For sure.
Okay. So it's so funny, man. The amount of people that I talk to where I say like, hey, like, you know, do you set goals? I would say, I don't know, 60% of them say like, no. Right? Or no, I'd say 50% of them say no, which is good because they're telling the truth. Then another 40% say, yeah. So then I say, okay, cool. Like, show me. Right. And they're like, well, you know, and then you get this call, like this monkey dance going on. Like, well, yeah, you know, it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll wait. It's in your car. Like, just go get it in your car. Right. And they're like, oh, yeah, but like, okay, cool. Bring it tomorrow. Right. And the point is, most people don't set goals. And then a lot of people even say they set goals. They really don't. Like, they just kind of have them free floating in their mind, almost like we were talking about in a couple minutes ago. And then the final, I would say 5 to 10% actually do it and write it down. So my vote for you, like as a brother, would say like, ask you like, can you pull them out? Right, at all times. Obviously, unless like you're at the gym or something like that. But like, write them down, man. It's so freaking important. And don't make it so complicated. Like, just start. You can write it on the back of a napkin, but have it written down that you can pull it out at any given time, and then take pictures, put it, have a digital file on your phone, and so on. It sounds so simple, man. So that way, when you open, you have a vision board, right? Like you can open up your vision board, look at it real quick, and then you can literally. This is how I focus personally. I will open up my goals every day, and then say, okay, where's my checklist? What do I have to focus on? As simple as that sounds, it helps you not only work on your goals. I think the bigger thing it helps with is helps you not do other stuff that's not related to your goals. as crazy as that sounds, like if I were to ask people, hey, like, okay, you have goals, you have goals. Okay, great. Tell me about the last 10 hours of your day. And then we'll go through those, do a quick inventory. And they worked on none of their goals.
Yeah.
Right. So that's even for a lot of people who have goals. It's like, well, you've worked on none of them. What are you doing? You're not focusing on them. And by the way, like I'm guilty of this too, right? I'm not saying I'm holier than thou, but I'm saying that might be something to consider as well, man. If you like, cause you're on the path, you're doing the scorecard, all that stuff, like you'd be able to 5-10 extra progress if you like wrote this shit down and looked at it every single day.
Oh yeah, I got tabs and stereo. I'm sure you guys can't really see, but probably don't want to show you my.
Dude. Well, I saw his eyes just open up that spreadsheet, dude.
I got the spreadsheet. I got tabs. I got.
Oh, do you?
How much I work and stuff. Yeah. I got my vision board.
So you're already on the path. You should have told me to shut the fuck up.
No. I guess one thing that I do struggle with is someone's texting or someone's slacking me from work right now. One thing I do struggle with is how do you not get lost in like procrastinating by doing like the easy stuff, or like you have a list of tasks and stuff, and I'll be like, I tend to like gravitate towards the easier things or the things that are like less important and stuff like that. Like I'll be doing my laundry, or I'll do all my chores before I actually start doing like my work a lot of the time. And like it's hard for me to keep that in like top of mind. And,
100%.
Focus on what's important.
Dude, the one thing I like is I have a mindfulness bell on my phone, and I have it goes off on like every hour of the day. So now it goes off, and it's kind of just part of my day. But if I'm really first thing, I try to make myself do, and I'm guilty of this. I'm very guilty of this. I try to do the thing that I least feel like doing first in the day. Because then I'll naturally, the things I kind of want to do, I'll do. But like I try to make myself do the thing that I don't feel like doing. That's why I started going to the gym first thing in the morning. So I don't feel like going. I'd rather do the other stuff. I'm still guilty. I have things I should be doing too, as well as first that I slack on. That helped me. I was like, all right, what do I least feel like doing? That's getting done first.
Yeah. Do you mind if I comment too, bud?
Go for it.
Okay. So I've got three separate tactics for this. Number one, changing your environments to be very task specific. So like for instance, this is why having an office is actually really helpful. It seems like you're working from home, so it's a little more tricky, but at least having a room or a space in your room where your human is going to be, right? Like for that particular task. So that's the first thing, creating the right nook of environment for that thing, right? Then actually identifying the rule, like saying, okay, this is bad, because there's a lot of tasks that fall in there where you can convince yourself, it's like, oh, I'm doing laundry, I'm making progress, right? I need to do my laundry. But it's like, no, and literally either say it out loud or write it down, right? That no, doing laundry in this given domain when I'm supposed to be working is not okay. Then at least your brain knows, you get a little bit of a negative feeling next time you do it, right? But before it was kind of a sneaky little thing. It's like, yeah, but I'm making progress anyway, and I still fall victim to this too all the time. So that's the second thing. First thing, define an environment. Second thing is define what's right and wrong. Now, you put that in the box of time, right? So, okay, this is the time that I'm going to be doing this. And this is where I will be in this environment at that time. And here's what's right when what's wrong. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then from there, you do what Matt and I have talked about a lot, right? Like you only have two options from there. You either do the work or you be bored. That's it. Those are the only two options, right? And you might have to go through a cycle or two where you're bored, right? But then you are training your brain, right? Your prefrontal cortex is training your limbic system to say, no, I'm the CEO of this. Like, we're not going anywhere. We're staying here and doing the work, or we're going to be bored. Now, the cool thing is, if you add on the final question of like, how can I love this moment right now? Like, how can I actually love doing what I'm doing? For me, that's turning on a movie that I've watched a million times, usually like The Big Short or American Gangster or something like that, where for some reason, I just put it on the background and I could work for like 5-6 hours straight when I do that, just put movies on back to back. So I think those handful of things like really help me. I think if you do those, you'll notice a dramatic increase in productivity.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree. That's the big one, man. The box of time helps me the most. If I don't have at 9 o'clock, if I don't have my day map, scheduled basically. And I just do it in a Word document. As soon as I get to start my day, I go, all right, it's 9 o'clock. I have until 4 o'clock. I'm cutting up these into little 1-2 hour work blocks with little 20-minute breaks in between to go like eat or take a shit or something. So it's like if you don't have your day mapped, and I found this out. I've rallied against this so hard to be like, yeah, I don't really need that. And dude, as soon as you start doing it, you're like, I'm an idiot for not doing this earlier. Yeah. Map your day out every single day. If something comes up, it comes up. It's not the end of the world, but like Wes is saying, you need to have a thing to deviate from, so you get that little feeling like, nah, I'm not supposed to be doing this right now, rather than just free floating, like, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, all this other shit's going by the wayside. So it's like, structuring that day, dude, is humongous based on, the goals.
Yeah. What calendar do you use?
I just use Google Calendar.
Okay, great. So do I. I love Google Calendar. So one thing you might want to consider is time blocking, like actually physically, digitally, time blocking those. So, okay, I'm going to do this at this time, this at this time, this at this time. And then forcing yourself that when you haven't done that thing, then you have to move those boxes around. And then you can start to see the logjam that occurs from your behavior currently. Does that make sense? Like that puts a certain level of pressure on me. And you have one of the best blessings you could have. I think you said a little under your breath there that your family needs money. Is that what you said?
Oh, no. I'm like a poor immigrant. So like, I don't really know how to like manage money and like, past like a certain level. So like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
If you ever want to chat about that, ping me or send me a message. I could always teach you a little bit about that. And that's my entire career. In fact, we should get a group together to do that because I've been asked to do that. Now that I'm done the seminars, I can put a little webinar or something together for everybody. So it's a good thing, right? Like immigrants end up being the most successful humans in America because they have the drive, they have the hustle, and they have the incentive to do it. And they don't realize the benefits that come from living in fucking San Diego,
Yeah,
true.
Like America, 4% probability of living here. Really, we've all hit the jackpot.
Yeah, no, so I'll message you. Actually, I have to jump to a meeting right now, but yeah.
All right, man.
All right, brother.
Later, rude boy.
Great meeting
See you, brother.
Later, bud.
We're gonna grab. Oh shit!
What a beast,
dude! Animal, absolute animal. I think I was gonna bring. Someone said bring up. I think someone wanted to jump on as well. I thought it was SVVAD. Now the boys SAAD. I don't know if it's the same dude or what.
They're messing with us.
They're fucking with me. But yeah, so there he is. Oh, SAAD. You're not allowed. It's not letting me bring you up. So you have to jump out and jump back in. But yeah, man. I mean, dude, it's like I'm like a broken record, but it's like it's really simple to be like, all right, do you have any idea what you want to do with yourself and why? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now how are you framing out your day and how are you spending your time and how are you deciding what you're doing? Are you doing that? Yes or no? Okay. Like, it's almost like if you're not doing that, it's that's like the basic fundamental stuff. And it's so funny, dude, because I just shrugged that off for so long. It's like, that's why it was literally impossible to get anything done. What's up, brother?
What up, dudes?
What is up, beast?
How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Not bad, Matt. Fresh cut.
Yeah, man.
Looking good.
Thank you, bro. Cut it off.
I just wanted to check back in. So I went through the week. At the beginning of the week, I gave you guys like the rundown of what I wanted to do. And then today or last night, I kind of just reflected on everything. And like Wes said, you can check everything off. So that's literally what I've been doing. Just checking stuff off. And it's like the first thing I realized on Thursday was like, I kind of overestimated how much time I have because I wanted to do everything twice. And then like I got everything done basically but once. And then so that's just kind of like evaluating how much time I really have. So I said I wanted to swim. I did that. Meditate. I did that. I wanted to skateboard, but I didn't do that because I'm a pussy. I did jiu-jitsu though yesterday, and that was kind of like one big mental barrier I had. I had like a little ankle injury, and then I didn't want to go back. I just didn't know why. But I just forced myself to go, and I went, and I hurt my ankle again. But who cares? I got it done. And that was like just like a big thing for me. Like just like blow through that barrier. Just go. Like Matt said, like the other week, just like if you have anxiety, you got to do it. And yeah, so didn't smoke this week.
Nice, man.
Just keeping that going. So I do like on the weekends, but the thing is I was doing it during the week, and it was like I was working, talking to my boss, and like I just like couldn't keep a conversation going. It was to that point, so I was like, I can't do this anymore. So it was like kind of a rough week just personally, but I just felt like if I hammered through the fundamentals and I just kept a positive energy, like ready for next week, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
mind if I comment on that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So I think what you're hitting on, which is perfect. Like you originally started saying, oh, well, I have less time than I thought I did, and I wanted twosies of things, but I only got onesies of things. And that's where I think a lot of people focus way too much on success percentage rather than success quantity, right? Because if you just read down a whole bunch of goals that you hit, right? But a lot of people say, oh, well, yeah, but if your goal was to get to 2 of those each day, it's like, no, that doesn't matter. Because when you're just focused on trying to get shit done, all of a sudden the quantity builds up regardless of the percentage of the conversion of the success. Right, like Michael Jordan, I remember one time after the finals when the Chicago Bulls played the Phoenix Suns, so Jordan played Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley read off at the press conference after, he's like, damn, Michael Jordan shot the ball 43 times or 42 times, right? And it's like, he's like, oh my God, he's like, God damn, he's like, how did somebody shoot the ball? Guess who talks about it? Nobody. Yeah. All they talk about is the points that he has. Nobody talks about the number of shots that he took and missed. Nobody. It's all about the quantity of success, not the percentage of success. And that's what you just experienced this week. So great job.
Hell yeah, man. No, I totally agree. And it's also like, that's the only way you can get an accurate gauge of what you can actually do is like you set a plan, then you like let it kind of like pass through the, filter of reality. And you're like, okay, so I can do this much stuff. And at the end of it, all that matters is that you're flexing whatever muscle that is to like, set a plan, follow it through, set a plan, follow through. And then, then you kind of amend. I did the same thing myself. I would have like my to-do list for the day. I'd have like 80 things. And then now my to-do lists are like literally 3 things that I do for like 2 hours at a time each, rather than being like, I'll do this, so just a process of like plugging, playing with stuff, seeing what, just experimenting.
Yeah,
just
keep going
right now. Yeah. Hell yeah. I just wanted to say one thing, like, so it was like a little bit of a tough week. So it was tough to kind of like, get through everything because when like I don't know about anyone else, but when I'm going through stuff, I just want to sit in bed, not really do much. So it was tough to get things done. And then I realized sometimes, like in the past when I've been down, it reflects in like how I speak to people and like how I come off to people. But I found like if I'm having a rough week, but if I can go out and just like talk to people like I'm cool, like, and then try and spread that energy to different people, it may not make me feel a little better, but like it kind of just like it keeps me from the depths, like it just kind of keeps me afloat a little bit, which I don't know, I find that really, really valuable. That's just something I want to share.
I think that's awesome, man. I think that's literally like you're saying, like you get the feeling, I fucking want to lay in bed, I don't feel like doing shit, fuck this, blah blah blah. I think you're kind of ahead of your years with that, because it's like most people kind of give themselves a full license just to be kind of a dickhead and not do shit. And like, well, I was feeling shitty. And it's like, dude, everyone feels shitty. But so I think you're 100% spot on. It's like, well, let me just go ahead as if I'm not feeling shitty. And then eventually the feeling subsides eventually. Then you go, well, thank God I wasn't a dickhead for 2 weeks. I have to do stuff in the world, and dude, you couldn't be more right about that, honestly.
Yeah, I think personally, now this is like I realize that there's clinical depression, like all that kind of stuff, so please don't anybody take me as saying like I realize all that, but I think for the most of us, I'll say for myself, I earn my state of mind, right? If I feel lousy, it's usually because I've earned it. Right, I'm eating shitty food, I'm not exercising, I'm treating people how they should be treating, or I'm not giving as much value as I should. But then I realize I can earn my own happiness as well. So if I focus, and I've got to trust in the process, and usually there's a lag, right? Like it's like planting seeds. Like you don't get the tree the next day. So if I'm feeling shitty, it's usually because I earned it last week. Like I treated somebody poorly, or I didn't give as much as I could. So if you just trust in that process, like you're doing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do these things, and then I'm going to be committed to giving as much value as I'm capable of to other people. I'm going to get the focus off of myself, and I'm going to go and try to do something for Matt, or I'm going to go and try to do something for my grandmom or my mom or my community or my clients, whatever. If I do that 10 times, all of a sudden I realize that little tiny like sprigs, kind of sprouts up from the ground, and it's like, oh, okay, makes me feel happy. I've earned my happiness because I put in the work. So
I think his thing dropped off.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, but dude, you couldn't be more right about that. I'm glad you said that, because that's like the key. And even with because like, people will bracket depression stuff, just like you're saying, Wes. Like, well, there is clinical depression and all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, of course, that is a thing. That's a reality that happens. There's also clinical anxiety disorder, and there's no consensus anywhere saying that there's anything good about giving in to either of them. Like, the impulse to do so is real, but the effects of doing so are also real. So a lot of people, especially with depression, get like really pissed when you're like, yeah, I get it, bro. Like, you're bummed and everything, but like, you got to be doing the fundamentals. And one of the biggest tests for that is like, keep doing the fundamentals, keep doing them. Again, if that stuff sticks around, then like, yeah, maybe talk to a psychiatrist and see like if there isn't some sort of biological reason for that. But there's almost like people have to put on safety gloves with depression. Like anxiety, you can just say, hey, you got to face your fears, and no one's like, oh, fuck you. But like with depression, there's like these safety gloves you got to put on it, and it's like, yeah, man, like you're just, just accept the fact that you feel shitty. I had last, I think 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I had like a 2-week period. I was just in a funk, dude, like a big time funk. I can tell. Everyone can tell. I'm transparent. It's very obvious to everyone around me. He's like, what the fuck's wrong? I'm like, nothing. Yeah. And I think I actually talked about this on another thing. I started following the news very heavily to like do the solo podcast, and it just seeped its way into my brain and stole my mojo. But yeah, I was just in a funk. I just get in personal funks. I can't explain them. They just pop up on me. And it's like, if I stick to the fundamentals, it eventually just goes away. And then I go, oh, thank God that's over. And it just goes away. That's it. That's all it goes, dude. It's like, again, you're fermenting, dude. You're just, stuff's working out in your mind and your body, and you just got to let it be. And then eventually you just, don't give into it. You push right through, and it's just, maybe mine's biological too. I don't fucking know. I don't even give it the time of day. I feel it. I make sure to be like, Brittany especially, like, sorry, I'm being a fucking brat and a grump. I just don't feel really good right now. And then it goes away. And then I'm like, okay, good, thank God. But I could write I could start a blog. I could make it my whole life. Like, I was depressed for 2 weeks, and it's like, I just don't fucking care. I feel it, and I just go, God damn it. And I, just do what I got to do.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, there was times where, like, during the seminar process the last 5 months, where it's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here right now. I don't want to do this. Like, it's not an enjoyable process, And then you just get through it, and you're like, wow. And then the great thing that happens is when you come out on the other side, you're like, wow, now I have the strength to do things like that when I don't want to do them. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, and I know that ahead of time, and I'm sure you know that ahead of time as well. But when you're in that feeling, it's like, no, don't want to do it, not going. Yep, taking my ball and I'm going home.
Yeah, exactly, man. But yeah, dude, I mean, I can't, dude. I think SAAD had the point of the day. It's like you notice it and you just keep pushing, and again, you'll find so many companions. If you want to give into it, 80% of people will just be like, yes, I feel shitty too. Let's fucking dedicate the rest of our energy to describing it and blaming people. It's like, okay. Oh, also,
dude, please.
Wes, Gibbons just reminded me. Gibbons, I think we should grab you on Monday. But dude, the October to December, Wes, you're talking about starting up another weight loss challenge.
Yes, let's do it.
I'm 176 right now, so I don't got much to lose, but I'll lose another 10.
Yeah, I've got a lot to lose. I've got a lot to lose. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm 176, dude, and I just hit the gym again. That's the one good thing about being depressed for 2 weeks. You've been.
Let's see. Yes. Why don't we start that?
Yes.
Oh, dude, I think if you're okay with this, I don't think I'm going to be available on Monday. I'm just looking at my calendar now. It's like, when should we start this? I hope that's okay. Sorry for the late notice. I'm just realizing it right now.
Nah, dude, totally fine.
Yeah, why don't we start it either this coming Monday or the next Monday? So yeah, if I don't send out an email, actually the weight loss emails are still being sent out every single day. So if anybody wants to be added to that, send me a ping on Discord and let me know if you want to be added to it. And yeah, let's start it because I need to do it definitely.
Gibbons already stepped up to co-host Monday, so perfect. That's perfect.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Beautiful.
Done and done. So yeah, let's do it.
All right.
weight loss competition, pre-holiday weight loss competition. I do it every single year, and it is definitely required.
This will be fun. This will be fun. I'm going for full Bruce Lee V taper, dude. That's what I'm going. That's my goal for before Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah. My willpower's on 1,000 right now.
Do you realize like Bruce Lee? You're talking about like Bruce Lee, like in the pictures. I assume that's what you're.
I'm talking about like if I could, like I'll show. I actually can show you. So if I jump up, I'm pretty slender right now, but
you're getting there, bro.
I'm going for full. This. Well, maybe I might just have wide hips, but I'm going for full this off, and it's just a willpower thing. It's like it doesn't bother me that much that it's there, but it's like I would love to get to the point where I've shed all that stuff. So
yeah, so that's just so you know that you're going to be at about 9% body fat for that, which is great.
I think I could go to that's where I'd be comfortable being there. I think I'm probably at like 15, 16 right now, maybe 13, 12. I can't tell.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's the goal. So by Thanksgiving, I just tucked in tight V.
All right, man, let's do it. Anybody who wants in, let's do it. And then Ray, are you serious about coming next week? I wasn't sure if you were serious or not. But anyway, you text me, Ray.
Hell yeah.
All right, peace.
Later on.
All right, dudes. Have a great weekend.
I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna hit the button. SAAD, dude.
Golden buzzer time.
Golden buzzer. SAAD. Dude of the week, easily. That's that's big. That's big moves.
Congrats, SAAD.
All right.
All right, dudes.
Later.